It's your favorite Compas, and we are back with another edition of Compas on the Beat. On this episode, we have our quick recap of Monday Night Football matchup between the 49ers and the Vikings, plus our takeaways from Week 7. Was Fernando right about Brock Purdy? We'll get into that.
Oh,
We also have our usual weekly segments, Burial of the Week, picking five NFL games with Kirk, the one-eyed cat. And this week on Avocado Roast, we each give the Halloween movie that takes us back to our childhood. Which reminds me, Hilberto, don't you have a question for our viewers and or listeners?
yes, I do, Fernando. But I can't wait for this episode. Victory laps were taken, huh? But all
Yeah.
right. First engagement question of the week. And yeah, it's Halloween season. Is that okay now, Fernando? You're the dictator of when I can say Halloween movies and things
No.
like
Oh, are you kidding? You're about to get mad because pretty soon
that.
Christmas music is about to be starting.
Okay,
Like,
that's when I patrol. You're patrolling the Halloween. So is it
no,
okay?
I love Halloween.
Okay.
You
All
guys
right.
said September 1st, and I'm like, whoa, like,
All right.
I'm
All right.
like, you have to wait till Labor Day's over and then some other stuff. But no, I love
Well,
Halloween.
I'm gonna say that's a permission then. So for the engagement question of the week, what
I love
is
the outfits that women decide to wear. I think they're amazing.
can I just get through this intro
Yes,
before we
go
get
ahead.
canceled? And yeah, speaking of outfits, I recently just watched the Scream movies again, Fernando, and I feel I have a Officer Dewey mustache going on
You
here.
would be Officer Dewey dipshit.
Not Doofus from the scary what's it called, the scary movies, right?
Yeah.
What's that smell? Anyways, we're going off the rails here. What is your favorite Hollywood movie to watch? Like when it's Halloween season, what do you like to watch? You know, maybe get a little blanket, get by the fire, and watch some scary movies. What is your favorite movie? And if you're listening on the audio, Spotify, Apple, all those things that you can get your favorite podcast. We are your favorite. We already know that. Get in the comments for YouTube and leave a review for the audio too. I'm all over the place. Give me your favorite Hollywood movies. Is that is the point?
Now let us go to an individual that loves Halloween like no other. Let's go to Dan and Dago.
Welcome, one. Welcome all to another glorious Wednesday. You already know what it is. I know what you're thinking. You're saying, I know that voice. I know who that is. I know what program he's on. You're thinking to yourself, it's Dan and Dago. Yeah, you are absolutely right. Because not only is today Wednesday, not only is today one day closer to the weekend, not only is it hump day, but it is the day. Your favorite program, Compas on the Beat, drops a new episode. You already know what it is. You already know what we're getting into. We're getting into all the week's takeaways from the NFL. Shout out, we get into it. We got our power rankings, which I'm sure is going to piss off a lot of people, but shout out to all you for listening. Make sure you get in those comments. Let that stooge, that scumbag, know how wrong he is and how much of a curse he is to everyone's favorite team. Shout out to all of you. We also get into our avocado roast, our burials, what. You already know we do it all here. So shout out for all you for making the right decision on your Wednesday and tuning into the program. But anyway, I know what you're all telling me. Enough of the dilly-dally, Dan, and they go, let's get with the program. So all the way from across the hallway, play the music, Nando.
Ooh, welcome to Compas on the Beat. I'm Fernando Ramirez. I cover the Charge for the Sporting Tribune. With me, as always, my co-host, my tag team partner, Gilbert Manzano, covers the NFL for Sports Illustrated. What's up, bro?
What's up, Fernando? I want to start off by saying never say never, because a few months ago when you were excited to watch Scream 6, I told you I'm never going to watch it. I'm not interested.
No. I wasn't excited. I said I was going to go watch it.
Well, okay, fine. But you are
Five
a
was
fan.
trash. Yeah,
You're a
I
fan of
love
the
the Scream
franchise.
movies.
And I'm like, no, I don't need to see the new ones because they're terrible. I spent the weekend watching 5 and 6, and I was hooked. And let's just say the endings for both were really terrible.
It was so dumb. Like, especially in number 6, like what is that guy, what did that guy have to do with like the whole franchise? You know who he is? He's the guy from My Best Friend's Wedding. Like, what the hell? Like, he used to be a pretty boy guy, now he looks all ugly. But
The cop.
yeah. It was just so bad. Like, I just didn't
I
I
know
didn't
from
enjoy it.
he's from New Girl. That's how I know him. I feel like, yeah.
Oh, see, yeah, I don't know anything about that, but it's just it's just a terrible like. Wes Craven right now has to be like, what the hell is this? Like, it's just so bad. I
Did he
just
not
don't.
make the new ones?
No, he passed away a couple of years ago.
Okay, way off. Okay.
Yeah, so I was like, really? Like, this is what we're going with? Like,
He
I don't know.
rolling in his grave then, apparently.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just not a fan. Like, I wish it could have been better. Like number 1 through 4, like number 1 to 3 are really good. Number 4, I'm like, okay, this is still a solid movie.
I've never
But then
seen
you kind of get away and you start going to like the sister and the this and the weirdos and all this crap. And I'm like, okay, like I'm just not in it. You know what's so funny to me, Gilbert, by the way? In number 1, they have a poster of Drew Barrymore, and Drew Barrymore gets axed right in the opening scene.
Yeah, she's like
And
the
I'm
face
like,
of the movie poster for the first one.
exactly. And I'm like, oh shoot. I'm like, okay, this is gonna be interesting. It's Drew Barrymore, and then nothing. I'm like, wow. Yeah, it's a good.
She's also played by Pamela Anderson in the scary movies, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, but these are such good. Like it's just a good series. It's a good movie. I love them. I think they're awesome. But yeah, no. Number 6 to me, number 6 was better than number 5, but it was still like just dumb. Like the endings were dumb.
I agree for the beginning, but I feel like the number 6 ending was worse than the number 5.
Yeah,
ending.
and then I'm gonna spoil it. The fact that they killed Dewey to me was just dumb. Like I'm like, why? Like he's such a And then in number 6, they don't even bring in oh my god,
Sydney Prescott,
not
like Dakota Prescott,
bruh. Like it was the Pink Power Ranger, it was Topanga, it was her, and I can't remember who my 4th one is. Dan and Daygo will remember who the 4th one is. But like I had there's a Mount Rushmore of women that I had a crush on growing up. Oh, Hillary Duff. There you go. All 4 of them.
I was gonna say the 4th one better not be white, but
no, it is. My God. Yeah, who am I gonna have a crush on? Salinas? No, I'm good. Like, no. Oh no, there was. Oh, Jackie Bracamontes. Bracamontes. She was one of mine. Oh yeah, look at Vic. Vic is nodding his head. Yeah, Jackie Bracamontes is my Mexican one. Like, she's beautiful. Her dad actually narrates on the Mexican national team for Univision. Well, he just retired, but he used to narrate the game, so that was actually pretty cool. El Doctor Bracamontes. But all right, let's get the guys in here and let's get it going. See, you fired me up already.
Sorry, I know you like Scream, so I wanted to tell you from the beginning.
Yeah. Scary movie. Vic, are you a Scream fan?
I am. I actually got to see Scream 6. I actually enjoyed it. I like Jenna Ortega's performance and the one that plays the sister, the main actress in this movie. I thought she's pretty good looking, but her acting has gotten a lot better. I remember seeing her in The Heights and telling Megan, I'm just not really impressed with her acting. She is beautiful, but her acting has gotten a lot better because I was surprised with what I saw in that the last of the Scream movies. By the way, you guys made me think of this for next week. We got to do favorite Halloween franchises for Avocado Roast next week.
Oh, there you go. Yeah,
okay, I like that.
Ana de Armas is one of mine right now. She's one of my favorites right now too. So there you go. It's not just white. Growing up, I mean, yeah,
in color.
Yeah, and Jackie Bracamontes was in a couple novelas, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure if I see a picture, I will recognize her, but I don't know.
By the way, I have a gift for you, Gilbert. But I'm gonna let our favorite person.
I thought you were talking about the weather lady.
Oh, I love all weather ladies in Mexico. They're all I love them all.
Pacto.
Oh yeah, no, I love them all.
It's time. It's time, Alberto. Ferrell, by the way, don't let him bully you. You can like whoever you want. Don't listen to this idiot.
What?
I'm not gonna use a certain word, but don't listen to him.
I'm just saying, sometimes you want to try chocolate, not just vanilla, man. We got the.
It's all good. Have you seen Hillary Duff? Why would you go anywhere else?
Yeah, she doesn't age.
Still
so
looks good.
I don't blame you. Yeah, she does not.
Bro,
age.
We should come.
Courtney Cox does age. I'll tell you that.
Oh, don't hate on my girl.
Oh my God. You know which
Don't
one
hate
she
on
looks
my
terrible
girl.
in, Gilbert? Number 4.
Don't
Number
hate on my
4,
girl.
she looks
4 already?
terrible. She has a
Dude.
weird like haircut, like that bull haircut. It just
This
looks
is-
weird.
This is something I'll go to my grave believing.
Oh,
all
I
my
love it. It's funny.
all the fans of Friends, Monica Geller was way hotter than Rachel. 100%.
That's tough.
100%.
No.
Give me Monica Geller
I won't
every
fight you, though. I
single
will not
time.
fight you. They're both.
Gilbert,
She's
are you ready
fire.
for your gift?
Yes. What is my
Vic,
gift?
can you get the What's Up Bros off?
Yes, sir.
All right. Are you ready, Gilbert?
Yeah. Oh, is that Dan?
Look at that.
The quarterback?
Oh yeah, coach.
Damn.
Look at that drop.
Wow.
Look at that
Nice little
drop.
arm.
Oh, and you got to listen to the audience. You have to listen to the players.
This is wide open, coach.
Oh my God.
Wow. Maybe you could replace Brock Purdy.
Watch his dime.
Oh my goodness!
Do that, but
Was-
you kind of
was-
got the little sidearm like
Was that
Phillip
Derek
Rivers
Carr
right there.
telling what's Olave to keep running there?
That's right. You see that progression? You see that pocket movement? I was
Yeah,
ready
for my
to go,
scattering,
dude.
my scattering report, you're a better thrower going to your left than you are to your right. To your right, you kind of sidearm a little bit. I noticed.
Yeah, well, like I
Rivers
was so nervous just because like I was too scared of putting it in front of him. I wanted to really try and get it
You,
right.
you want
on
to
him.
lead him, huh?
Yeah. I was a little bit nervous about my leading. Yeah, but that one.
That's my favorite throw right there. Damn, that was a
Yeah,
dime.
that's not easy to get it to outside of the numbers. That's tough, dude. I was on the right hash. Oh yeah, I was slinging it today in 7-on-7, dude.
Dude,
Look at
today
that.
he got home and he shows me these videos, and I'm just laughing because of what the players are saying in the back. Like right now, they were booing him and stuff, and he still makes a throw. But I love how he's like, keep running, damn it.
Drop back.
I look like Big Ben out there, dude. I was ready to go. I was slinging it.
No, you look
Dude, I
like
was
Jared
pissed.
Lorenzen.
I saw
Oh,
him
man.
coming over the middle, and like I was getting ready to throw at him because I thought he was about to be open, and then I saw him slow down, and that's when I yelled, "Keep running, damn it!" And that's when I slung it. Yeah, I was on fire today. The boys.
You
were
remind
not
me of
ready.
a certain quarterback up the 405.
Are we talking about the son of Odin? God of lightning, Frau?
No, go higher, Brock Purdy.
Don't you dare. Don't you dare slander him. Don't you dare.
Or even Stafford if you want. Go up higher in the 405.
Stafford's garbage, dude, compared to my boy. Stafford is garbage. Hot garbage compared to my boy. Don't you disrespect.
But yeah,
Okay.
Gilbert, I thought I'd give you that present in October.
I did enjoy that. And Dan, one quick present for you. I did watch recently the Love is Blind reunion, and I take back my comments about Taylor. You are correct.
Can we? But what do I know, Frown? Well, hold on. Wait till we get to our.
Hey,
our
she got all dolled up for is it JP? Yeah, because he called
wait till we
her
get to our takeaways. Wait
called
till
her
we get to
cake
our
face.
takeaways,
But yeah.
Frown. It's unbelievable, dude. She was the best one, and everyone was just an idiot, especially JP, dude.
Vic, how's the wedding prep going?
Pretty good. We got a lot done this weekend. Had to do
So how do you guys like food taste and do all that? Can you guys do
We
that
are-
out here?
No, that we took care of months ago. Like
Oh,
pretty
okay.
much right now, it's just like the DJ playlist, what's gonna be played, our timeline, like when everybody needs to be there, all that kind of stuff. Kind of just got my suit already. I'm ready to go. So
You have your
all
suit?
that,
I'm gonna reuse the suit that I used earlier this
Oh.
year. But apparently I'm gonna have like a green vest and
Yes.
a little pocket square, so a little different. You guys don't try cake though? That's like sounds like the best part to me.
Apparently not. I mean, we're just keeping it simple. I mean, it's gonna be in Oklahoma. By the way, I would invite the rest of the compas here, but I don't think you guys want to go to a little small town in Oklahoma. So,
Bruh,
like,
I've been to
I'm going to
Ketchum,
one day.
Oklahoma.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
I'm going to one day.
I've been to
if
Ketchum.
you guys, I can send you guys an invitation if you
We
guys are
appreciate
down.
Oh no,
No,
I can't right
it's
now.
last
I don't have
minute.
the
Yeah,
funds
it's last
for that.
minute. We're good though.
No, like-
Yeah, we appreciate it. We appreciate it.
no.
We give you guys all of our love, and we wish you
obviously,
an eternal
Best wishes.
happiness.
Yeah.
But obviously, yeah. So my great grandfather, he lived in Ketchum, Oklahoma, which like is a population of like what, like
Yeah.
100, less than 100 people. And my grandpa took me out there, and I went to go visit him. and they would use golf carts to get. They didn't even have like they had their cars in the garage, but everybody would just use golf carts to go everywhere. And I was like, oh crap, they lived on a lake. It was beautiful. So yeah,
Yeah,
no,
like,
no, I know Oklahoma's like it's like one big town and then a bunch of small little towns around it. So yeah, we went to Arkansas. Also went to a family reunion. It's awesome. The one thing Dan always wanted to go to though, he always wanted to go catch the Legend of Bogey Creek.
Oh yeah,
Dan
you
always
remember
wanted
that?
to go hunt him and kill him. That's an old Oklahoma an old
Folktale.
Oklahoma, folktale that
Legend, urban
creature of
legend.
Bogey Creek, the urban legend of Bogey Creek. It's like the Bigfoot or the Loch Ness monster for
got you.
Oklahoma.
Yeah.
And but the funniest part is my grandpa showed it to my mom and my uncles right before they drove out there. They were all like 11.
Yeah, it was a
10,
movie.
and
It was
like,
a movie.
yeah, it was a movie, and he showed it to them, and they were in Oklahoma, going through Oklahoma at night, and they were all scared that it was gonna come out. So I was like, dude, Daniel used to love that stuff, but yeah, no,
Yeah, like
congratulations.
it's on my bucket list to get out there to Arkansas and Oklahoma and see where Grandpa was from and all that stuff.
Oh, you didn't
Yeah,
get to go?
No, I didn't
he-
get to go.
he was too
No,
young.
I was too young.
And I think Dan. I don't know if Dan and I went to the same school at that point because I was.
I think it was during the fires because your 6th grade camp got canceled. That's why I let you go out there, I think.
Yeah. That was true. My 6th grade camp got canceled.
Yeah, 'cause remember
Well,
that
no,
was
it
the
got
fires.
postponed. Then we went. Yeah, then we went during. Then we went during December, like it was the week before Christmas break. So our 6th grade camp, and then we had Christmas break. I was like, it was the greatest thing ever. So, but yeah, that's awesome that you guys are gonna go do that in Oklahoma. That's where her family's from, right?
Yes, they're from Veneta, Oklahoma.
From where?
Sick.
Veneta.
Bonita.
Do you have any
which is
thoughts
like-
of moving out there or no?
We've thought about it, but yeah, we're not there yet. I mean, I think we still like it here in Los Angeles, and then we'll figure out as things progress. And yeah.
That's how
Cool.
that's how this goes. But obviously, let's so what kind of cake are you having?
I honestly don't even know. I'll be honest. We
gonna be a
haven't even
surprise.
talked about it.
He's gonna cut the cake, and it's gonna be a surprise in there.
I think
Well,
it's
I
like
did
vanilla
bonito.
and chocolate because one of our aunts is
Oh, there you
making
go.
it for us. So
Oh,
yeah,
that's pretty
yes.
cool.
Shout out.
It reminds me of that Love Is Blind season where the couple goes and they start like a
Oh,
fight
yeah.
and she starts crying about trying the cake. It's,
I don't even
Gilbert,
remember
are you
that.
gonna?
Good God.
Are you so Gilbert? You're the
I'm a
king.
fan, bro.
You're the king of grades. Are you gonna give his wedding a grade, or what are we gonna that week after, or what?
Yeah, he's gonna.
I don't
criticize
know
us.
because if it sucks, I don't want to be. I don't want to tell you,
Please.
but
That's why we're trying to keep it simple.
no, I'm sure I'm
What
gonna
a
enjoy myself.
scumbag! Just cross him off the list, fool. Just
Well,
cross him off the list.
I do football grades, which I'm
Yes.
not. I'm very harsh at that, but not
Yeah.
not weddings. So yeah.
Lists and grades. That's Gilbert. All right. Let's get now to Monday Night Football. Not a pretty sight if you're a San Francisco 49ers fan. The Vikings know Justin Jefferson, but Kirk Cousins is firing at all cylinders. By the way, I have to tell you guys, and I might be able to show you guys a little bit, but I don't know if anybody knows this, but back in when was it? Back in March, I went to USC's Pro Day and I talked to Jordan Addison and I asked him, "Hey, what do you think about the Chargers going to the Chargers?"
We're still getting likes on TikTok off that video,
Hey,
Fernando.
hold on, that's what I was gonna get to.
What could
This
have
has
been?
Charger fans all since yesterday.
Really?
Dude, this has been crazy. Like, and this is only 3 hours ago. Like, if you keep on going,
But was it? Was he drafted it before or after Quentin?
after.
After.
That hurts.
Yes.
Be right back. I'm gonna bolt down and cry. Like,
Bolt down.
people. Oh yeah.
Damn. So
I'm tired of letting people think they got a chance. The tribal chief is head and shoulders above everybody.
wait, did it
This is
go
my show.
Jackson Smith and Jigba and then Quentin Johnson
and then Zay Flowers
Addison?
Then Jordan
and then
Addison.
Addison right after. So 4 went in a row.
That
But
hurts.
like, dude, it was like it started yesterday during the game because Addison had a big game for the Vikings. So fans were just all over. They were angry. They were like, I cannot believe we had a chance at this guy. I still preach patience when it comes to that stuff, but I mean, obviously, you can't really tell fans to be patient, especially with the way this season's gone. But Kirk Cousins, 35 of 45, 378, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. Jordan Addison, 7 catches, 123, 2 touchdowns. In one of those, he went up and he snatched the ball out of
Travarius Ward.
Travarius Ward, the former Chief, snatches it out of his hands. On the other side, Brock Purdy, 21 to 30, 272, 1 touchdown, 2 picks. George Kittle was 5 receptions, 78. Without Deebo Samuel, without Trent Williams, they kind of had their way in a sense against that offense. So let me start off with Gilbert. Did the Vikings turn their season around with their victory over the 49ers? What does SI.com have to say?
Hold on, Gilbert. Let me set you up.
There you go.
Perfect. Yeah, I hate to admit this because I kind of forked the Vikings way back in week 4 when they were 1-3. I'm like, I'm done with the Vikings.
Here we
They
go.
win 3 games out of 4, whatever it was.
So you're a Vikings fan now.
No,
Okay.
no. I'm just saying, if you look at the standings,
Yeah, Ferrell got that.
I'm not a fan. Okay, I'm not a fan.
No. Buddy, it's an inside joke. Don't
I
worry.
know,
Like, I'm
I
not
know.
calling you a fan.
Not a fan.
I
I'm a
know you're,
sculptor.
for the record, listener, Gilberto is a reporter. There you
Thank
go.
you.
I cleared the record.
And an
Don't worry.
expert.
Oh,
But
sorry.
yes, back in the day, I did like
Experto.
Randy Moss back in the day. I think.
Shout out.
Yeah.
There you go.
Expecto Patronum, dude.
But looking at the standings, that 7th seed is up for grabs, and I wouldn't be surprised if the Vikings get it. I think the 3-3 Buccaneers are the 7th seed right now, so they do have issues trying to wait for Justin Jefferson. But like Fernando mentioned, Jordan Addison is balling out; he can hold it down. They got to get the running game going a little better. The defense, I'm a little unsure about. I don't know how this
Up and
blitz
down.
heavy rate Brian Flores because he got burned by Christian McCaffrey. But hey, you're bringing pressure and you're hitting. It could help you out. So they feel like a 7th seed, but you still got like the Rams out there and a few other teams. So it's gonna be a race for the 7th seed. But I think they are in the race, and I was wrong to fork them a little too early.
Vic.
I think they still have a chance. I mean, just with everything that Gilbert just said, he laid it out perfectly. I mean, we've talked about on House of Horns with the Rams and how the Rams need to probably go 6-4 the rest of the way. And I think if you get the same thing here with the Vikings, if they go 6-4 and they can get into that 7th seed, I think that's where you're looking at. I think outside of that, if we go down and you list the teams that are kind of have a lock, you have the Eagles, the 49ers, the Seahawks, the Cowboys, and the Lions, right? That's 5. And then you're looking for a number 6 and number 7 seed. And, as you're showing
NFC
everybody
going to get a spot. That's what makes it also.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, they still have a shot here. I think, as much as we thought the NFC is it is better than we thought, but you still have a shot at a 7 seed, whether you end up with 8 wins or 9 wins. So it'll be interesting to see which divisions beat up on each other and which team is left standing there, kind of like with the Vikings or the Rams. I was talking to Gilbert about this on House of Horns. I think it comes down to what happens with the Buccaneers, the Vikings, and the Rams. I think those are your contenders for the 7th seed.
You know what's crazy, by the way? I'll do mine now. Yes, but the problem, not the problem. I don't want people to misconstrue what I'm about to say. But sometimes with an average quarterback, above average quarterback like Kirk Cousins, sometimes having superstar receivers kind of hurts because you're kind of locking on that guy a lot. And right now he's spreading the football around. He's getting Jordan Addison. He's getting KJ Osborne. He's getting Hawkinson. He's getting all those guys.
Go down. By the way.
And what?
PJ Hawkins, remember?
Oh yeah. He's
Like,
like, go down.
Even
Brian,
is
I
it
didn't
Brian
see that.
Powell?
Brandon Powell.
Rams.
Yeah.
Brandon Powell.
So, but it's just showing what Kevin O'Connell's a good offensive coordinator, good head coach. We don't know, but the way he's drawn up, the way he's gotten these guys open, that play, the first Addison touchdown, it was just literally like him running across the field. He was wide open. Kirk got him the ball. He walked into the end zone. I mean, it's just, and again, I'm not saying that Justin Jefferson isn't good, but sometimes you have to. I mean, Donovan McNabb said he went through it with T.O., which obviously I'm not comparing T.O. and Justin Jefferson, but T.O. was very vocal. He wanted the ball. when you have superstars like that, it is tough. Stephon Diggs wants the ball. Guys want the ball. I get it. But when you have unselfless guys, kind of like Keenan Allen and some of these other guys, you can thrive and you can do good things with that offense. But sometimes, like I said, above average quarterbacks, kind of like Kirk Cousins, they focus and they just stare down one guy. And here he's spreading the football around. So I think they can turn it around. They're 2-0 without Justin Jefferson. Again, I'm not saying that they're better without him. Obviously, having him out there would be
better without him, Ferrell. Is that what you're saying?
That's what a lot of people think. I mean, you saw the comment that we got. You guys are giving Staley too much credit. No, okay. But yeah, so that's just me. I think they have rescued their season, and I think that they can totally bounce back. I think it's not done. The way the Lions kind of struggled over the weekend as well, I'm sure the Vikings are kind of like, hey, you know what? We're back in this. We're only 2 games behind them. We just need a couple of things to go our way, and we'll be fine. So if I'm them, I wouldn't be sellers at this trade deadline. If anything, I might bring in a player because I had thought, like, you know what, Harrison Smith would be a good player for somebody to pick up. But now, if I'm them, I don't give away anybody. You know what's funny? Harrison Smith is one of the most underrated players in the NFL. He is so good.
He's one of the Notre Dame boys too.
Yeah.
Now with the Chargers,
the one Notre Dame player that Dan probably did want.
Yeah, for real.
And also Daniel Hunter, you can't trade that guy either. Like, you're now in the race.
No. You have to keep those guys if you want to make a run at this. And like we've said, the NFC is not as like, yeah, you have the Eagles space, you have the 49ers space, and then you kind of have the rest of the guys. It's competitive, and you can definitely make the playoffs. So
real quick,
yeah.
Before we go to Dan, I just want to going after Kevin O'Connell praise. I did like how aggressive he got before halftime because the 49ers scored. They had 1 minute left. A lot of coaches would just sit on the ball. Oh, it's the 49ers. We don't want to throw a pick six. Kirk Cousins almost threw a pick six on that blitz there, but he caught Addison and he took the ball away. And that was a difference right there.
That's another thing, the fight. Like, you want guys that are going to fight for that ball. A lot of guys would have been like, crap, it's a pick. Like, but he fought for it. He snatched it out of there, and he was able to take it and score. But Dan, what do you think about the Vikings?
I was gonna say, I mean, there's not really much I need to add. Yeah, I think it's wide open just because of I don't think there's a lot of competition for that wild card spot because all those teams are kind of like teetering on average. But the one thing I want to point out about the Niners that I think fans should be concerned about is I believe before Brock Purdy was good about protecting the football, and in this game, he just threw picks where it was kind of like, what are you seeing on the field, dude? You know what I'm saying? And you could tell Shanahan was pretty frustrated because every time he turned the ball over, they zoomed in on his ass. They found him wherever he was. So that's what I would be concerned at if I'm a 49er fan right now, because Brock Purdy, for the most part, what did you know about him? He played clean. He was disciplined, and he wasn't going to turn the ball over. He's going to protect the football and do the right things. And Monday, you didn't see that, because he threw into some double coverage and it got picked and stuff like that. So definitely I would be a little bit concerned about that. But that's just my take on that. There you go.
What do we have?
51st dates?
Yeah.
Brock Purdy or what?
Go Vikings.
Go Vikings.
Okay.
Obviously, yes, the absence of Deebo Samuel, the absence of Trent Williams. By the way, teams are starting to do what the 49ers do. They came out with the boom box. Like, people are starting to kind of imitate that, and I'm sure they're not going to like that. But the Browns did it last week. I think the Vikings did it this week. But in the absence of Deebo Samuel, why is their offense struggling, or has the league kind of caught up to Brock Purdy? I'm going to start off with this one, because I said at the beginning that I don't know if Brock Purdy can win you games, but you can have him losing you games also. And yesterday I thought he lost them the game. He kind of struggled, but I mean, I guess I need to see what would happen if Deebo Samuel and if Trent Williams and Deebo Samuel are there at the end, like last week, and then this week Deebo Samuel, I guess, but could he have won the game? We obviously won't know, but that's kind of one of the reasons why I've said that I still think that they need to make one more offensive trade. Go get a receiver, go get something offensively to kind of help you out. I know you're going to say they have Brandon Ayuk, they have Kittle, I get it. But the more the merrier. I would go get one more weapon, because Deebo Samuel's a guy that's not going to give you all 17. we've seen it. He does not give you all 17. He does get hurt. Why? His play style is aggressive. He does a lot of that stuff. So
The touches.
from them, yeah, I would go. But I don't know about the adjustment of Brock Purdy. I just think that Brock Purdy has kind of been uneasy without those guys. And it happens. I mean, quarterbacks go through bad stretches. If anything, I think it's a positive that they've lost these last 2 weeks. Why is it a positive? Because Brock Purdy now knows what it's like to lose in the NFL. Yeah, you have the swag. You're out here. You haven't lost a game. Like, you're high on yourself. Now these 2 weeks has been humbling. Oh, hey, guess what? You got the Cincinnati Bengals coming into. By the way, how they did not change that to the Sunday Night Football game, I'm so surprised. But it's the one. Well, I'm sure Fox didn't up. But Dan, now your quarterback gets to be on Sunday Night Football still.
No, I'd rather have it 10 a.m. so I can get it over with.
But I think that I think it's going to be humbling, and I think it's going to help him in the long run to kind of see his mistakes, see what he's doing wrong, and make adjustments. But I don't know about I don't know if they've caught up to him, but at the same time, I mean, he does need to, like, this team is going to go as Brock Purdy goes. Like I said at the beginning, he might not be able to win games, but he sure as hell can't lose them. If not, that's a terrible combination. But Dan, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I think they're going to figure it out. Like you said, this is perfect for him to get it out of the way. Right now, what he needs to do is just start self-scouting. What's going on? Like, is he either locking in? His eyes are giving it away, like whatever it is, you know what I mean? Like, this is the time to now grow through it. I think Shanahan's smart enough to make some adjustments and make sure he keeps the ball flowing and everything else. I think another thing they needed to work on for sure, besides Trent obviously being out, but I thought Brock Purdy was getting a lot of pressure, which I hadn't seen that from a Niners offense in a while. So they need to fix some stuff up front. I don't know if it's just the mentality that Trent's not in there and they think, Superman went down and now they don't know how to play right or whatever. But I think they're going to be fine. I think they're going to figure it out. I mean, I think in a head-to-head, because I think either Seattle or the Niners are going to win that division. I would still take Seattle with Brock Purdy over I would still take the Niners with Brock Purdy over Seattle with Geno Smith.
Gilbert?
Yeah, well, going off of me laughing about the 49ers adding more pieces, I laugh, but you're right, Fernando, because you look at the Eagles, they're adding an old Julio Jones, but they're not settling. Oh, now they trade for Kevin Byers, so that's why the Eagles are the Eagles, and they don't settle. They make moves even when their roster is stacked. But
let's see if it pays off, dude.
But they beat them last year, so I don't know. I just feel like I trust the Eagles more, and we'll get to the rankings a little later, but. Going off of the Brock Purdy thing, I'm not worried about Brock Purdy. Yeah, he obviously people like to argue, oh, is he a top 10 quarterback or what? He has too many pieces. I don't care about that. I care about your bread and butter defensive line doing absolutely nothing. You have Nick Bosa, Eric Armstead, Javon Hargrave. You sacked Kirk Cousins how many times? I think it was 0. No pressure on Kirk Cousins. They're not playing Justin Jefferson. Your defense is supposed to be the best in the NFL. And Brock Purdy a week ago set them up to win that freaking game in Cleveland. Who missed it? Jake Moody. If you're the 49ers, you're all about winning the Super Bowl, and you're going to trust a rookie kicker to win you big-time games. That's a. I know
Brett Maher's available.
I guess, but damn, taking a shot at you. Your boy John Lynch relying on a rookie kicker. You know all about rookie kickers. Man. They need experience. Jake Moody cannot be trusted come playoff time. Go get a real veteran kicker like a Cairo Santos. Go trade for that guy from the Bears. And Nick Bosa, you got paid, haven't done anything. You're wearing Skims for Kim Kardashian. Defense, step up and leave my boy alone, Brock Purdy.
Vic, go ahead.
I'll have something in takeaways, so I'll save it for that. But in terms of, I thought, you as the offensive coordinator, as the guy in charge of this offense, in Kyle Shanahan, you knew that Brian Flores was going to blitz you. You know the numbers. You know the fact that almost 60% of the time, Brian Flores, he knows his personnel. He knows he doesn't have great talent on that defense. So what does he do? He's going to blitz you. And for you not to adjust, that was pretty bleak to see from Shanahan offense. And I understand, when you're innovative and you're doing all these things that, is progressing the NFL, for you not to have, to score only 17 points. And I get Gilbert's point about the defense. Yes, you still need to, hold them down. And and then when you don't get a sack, that's on the defense, and I get it. They're introducing a new defensive coordinator. They were used to what DeMeco Ryans was doing, and now you have Steve Wilkes here. So I understand that, but the main guy that's been there for the past 6 years has been Kyle Shanahan, and you are supposed to be this genius guy, and you're being held by two top defenses now. Well, not this one, but Cleveland, and now you're held under 20 points. I get it. You could have gotten more than 20 points if you had gotten that. The kicker thing, I do agree with Gilbert. You should have an experienced kicker here because that's going to be valuable in the playoffs. But you're starting to see a lot, like some of the problems. The offensive line isn't great, by the way, guys. They get away with it because they run zone. They have zone blocking, so you're able to get away with the running game and stuff like that. But I still go back to Kyle Shanahan. I know he gets a lot of praise, but this is where you have to be critical of him. I think these last two games with how he managed that game against Cleveland and now how he got out coached by Brian Flores in this game, that's on him. And that's who I put the blame on.
I've been critical of him forever. I mean, the Atlanta Falcons Super Bowl, he shouldn't have given it to Matt Ryan. They couldn't stop. The Patriots could not stop the Falcons run game. And on that final drive, I would have just kicked it through. I would have ran it 3 times and then kicked the field goal and ended that Super Bowl. He didn't do it against the Dolphins or against the Patriots or against the Chiefs. In that Super Bowl, he messed up a couple of times too. Even though there was some that push off by George Kittle that they called right before halftime and some other stuff that happened, but. And then obviously these last few times, I mean, I know the one where the guy dropped the interception. I don't blame that much. Yeah. I don't blame it that much. That team was overreaching, but last year they should have had they should have had a plan just in case if their quarterback wasn't available. Signing Dan Boyd,
Fernando, where Shanahan has lost like a bunch of games when they're behind 8 points. So he doesn't have they can't rally when they're behind 8 points.
Yeah. They either have to be ahead or it's hard for them to.
Yeah. I saw somebody tweeted a stat from the AP that he lost like 20 plus games without.
It would be the AP.
No rally. Yeah, I know. They
Shout out Uncle Joe.
He was excited that yesterday he was on 3 different times on Compas. 3 of his tweets were on Compas 3 different times. So he was excited about that. But all right, let me ask you guys, how many teams do you guys believe are true Super Bowl contenders? I cannot wait. Gilbert, can you give us your list?
Yeah, I wrote it down, and I don't know why you're laughing, but okay.
Because I know somebody's going to respond to it, and I can't wait. Dan, are you ready?
Wait,
I'm ready. I'm always ready.
I'm trying to pull it up.
All right, I'll say it. Can I say it?
Okay, just say it for me. Thanks.
Okay, the Eagles, the 49ers, the Lions, the Chiefs, the Bengals, the Dolphins, the Jaguars, and last but not least, the Ravens.
The Ravens?
They just beat down your Lions.
Dog, this is what he does, Ferrell. Number one, he picks my picks to curse them. So that way they stuck over the weekend.
Aren't you behind me in the pick standing?
What does that have to do with anything? I seriously don't understand your fascination with the Chiefs. Like, I understand they're gonna sleepwalk to win the division, easy peasy, no worries.
They won the Super Bowl last year.
They won the Super Bowl last year. Need me to pull up the tape? Need me to pull up the tape?
You don't think the Chiefs are Super Bowl contenders?
No, they don't look as good this year. I thought they looked better.
Take your Homer hat. They just beat down your Chargers.
You see what this says? It doesn't say Homer. There's no bowl. What are you talking
Homer's
about?
Behind you at most average, so take him out of here.
You know what? You know what, Ferrell? Tell this guy to check Wub. He wants to talk about Homers over here. Check the tape. That's all I'm gonna tell you. Check the tape. They have not looked as good.
If you want to argue Ravens, I'm fine with that, but you can't argue Chiefs. Come on.
No, he's not. I don't even think he acknowledged you saying Ravens or your team.
No, that was a joke. The fact that you think they're gonna win the Super Bowl. Are you kidding me?
I'll take that. Not the Chiefs.
Ferrell, tell them something while I pull up their schedule real quick.
I won the list. I won Dan and Daygo's list. Like,
I would go Eagles. I'll go Eagles, 49ers.
Jaguars. Here we go. They
Go
beat
ahead.
the Texans. Wow. That's a big win right there. Big
They're
time.
doing well.
They beat the Bengals. Bengals were struggling, playing like doo-doo. 3 points, barely struggled. They beat the Colts. Wow.
They lost to the
They
Colts.
lost to
They
the
barely.
Colts.
Wow.
No, they
They
lost to the
beat-
Colts.
They
lost
lost to
to
the
the
Colts.
Colts.
Oh, sorry. They lost to the Colts.
And they lost to the Steelers. I got
They
you.
beat the Brownies. They lost to the Steelers, dog. Really? Kenny Pickett? They beat the
beat your
Titans.
Lions.
Wow. The Lions is the only one. The Lions had an off day. Don't worry about the Lions. They're going to be A-okay.
You know where
I
Gilbert needs to
don't
tune in
understand
tomorrow?
the hype.
You know where Gilbert needs to tune in tomorrow?
Where?
Coach
What?
JB's gonna break down Lamar Jackson. He called it a shitty game.
Oh, I
What?
can't wait. I'm literally
He's
going to.
like, he's like, I'm gonna get some haters. I'm gonna break it down tomorrow. Why he's not that good? I'm like, oh, I love this.
Honestly, later I'm going to tell you why I hate the fake Lamar supporters. So I appreciate JB staying
So
true.
you
to
hate
his
yourself or what?
No, because I was critical of Lamar. I said, hey, I was way wrong. I was super wrong about this offense. They're actually better. But all of a sudden, Stephen A. Smith and everybody's saying, oh, he's an MVP. I'm like, it's one fucking game. But you wrote this guy off. You wrote him off last week. What are we doing here? Like,
Dude,
what-
this
what did I
guy-
tell you
this
about the
guy's been
MVP
dropping
award changes every
F-bombs. We're
week?
not even noticing now. What are we doing?
oh, I did. Sorry.
I honestly think
Jeez
what they're trying to do.
Louise.
I think what they're trying to do is to not get repetitive and not give it to Patrick or Lamar because they know that fans are going to be like, "What the hell? Just freaking give it to like." Why do you think? Honestly,
Give it to
and
Patrick
Dan,
or Lamar.
Dan, and I know I'm going to catch flack for this one, Dan, but I'm going to be. I'm not gonna. I'm gonna be. What's it called? No, I'm not gonna be biased. That's why LeBron at one point stopped winning MVPs because they knew
outta
that
here.
fans were tired of it. That's why they never gave. They gave Kobe one. Kobe should have won at least 4. Even in 2012, I know they gave it to LeBron that year, but Kobe literally tore his Achilles, bringing the Lakers into the playoffs like that.
You know
That
what's
is
the
a true
problem?
MVP.
You know what's the problem? You want to talk about this BS trophy of an MVP? It's quarterback centric. That's why it's so stupid.
Tyreek
Quarterback
Hill
cen-
should be the
Just
Jan,
talk-
watch this. Watch
rename
this.
it. Don't say the most valuable football player. It's not. That's a lie.
That's why
Most
Tyreek's not going to
valuable
win it,
quarterback.
Fernando.
That's all it is
Dan,
now.
Dan, if you took Tua out of Miami, would Tyreek Hill still be good?
100%.
Yes.
But
Will
a
he have
friggin'
2,000
skeleton back
receiving
there.
yards? No.
Put a ghost back there. Put a freaking zombie.
You know
Put
who
a
can you
corpse.
can also
Mike
throw
White.
in there. You can throw in Myles Garrett. I mean, with the season he's having, if you're
But-
really talking about most, he single-handedly beat the Colts and the refs. Him and the refs.
Him and the refs,
beat
yeah.
the Colts.
Oh, did you guys see what Jim
That's
Irsay
the
said today?
MVP's a joke.
Yes, and he's getting in trouble for
Know what he
it.
said?
Jim Irsay came out and said that the refs admitted that they effed up the calls.
They told him
at the end of the
behind
game.
closed doors.
Yeah.
No, he tweeted it out.
Yeah,
let me
here,
pull it
No,
up.
but he
let me
said
give
they
you-
told him that we fucked.
Yeah,
sorry, we
yeah,
messed
yeah,
up.
yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, yeah.
Number 2. Number
Let
2.
me-
No.
Let me give you another one. This is from Tom Pelissero. The NFL communicates with teams on a weekly basis about various calls. Team officials are prohibited from commenting publicly on those discussions. Now, a team owner has publicly said that the league admitted to officiating mistakes. Stay tuned.
Wow.
That was pretty bad.
I don't understand your Ravens hype. I don't like. Don't get me wrong. The Chiefs will make the playoffs. Yes. But to say, I don't think that, well, I mean, who knows? If we're going to give them 5th downs like we did last year, they probably will end up back in the show. But, then you know
Dan,
what? Well, you know what? I guess you're right because everybody's, sorry, not everybody. Freaking stupid Roger Goodell and his extension is going to want to see Taylor Swift's ass in a box
See?
cheering on Travis Kelce.
All the
It's
flags
an
are gonna
absolute
come out.
mockery.
The
Jackson
NFL
Mahomes, by the
admits
way,
and understands
so
that they did not make the correct call at the end of the Colts-Browns game. I believe we need to institute instant replay for all calls, including penalties in the last 2 minutes of all games. You know what? The way this has been going, but Dan, I mean, you and I watch soccer. We've even seen it in soccer. Like VAR even screws up and gets crap wrong.
Frown. Remember a few years ago, right? After the stupid, and once again, Alberto thinks I'm a liar and I'm a tin hat guy. But let's look at the facts, roll the tape. That after that NFC championship between the Saints and the Rams, when they wanted to put their boys in the Super Bowl because they had just moved to LA, that PI, you remember that? What they do the next year? Instant replay on every single PI or whatever it was if they wanted to challenge it or whatever. every single time it was challenged, it was always the wrong call, and they stuck to whatever was on the field. It's a joke.
And
It's
Dean
a
Blandino
mockery.
didn't know what to call in the booth. Remember, they'd be like, Dean, what do you think about this one? Oh, I think it's going to be reversed. And they'd be
Yeah.
like, we might have held it.
Yeah, exactly. The call stands. It's idiotic. And you see how quick they went away from it because they're like, okay, this is catching us too much flack. We're slowing down the game. Da, da, da. If you notice also, they're trying to limit the roughing the passer also. I feel like they've gotten rid of that stupid rule of you can't land on top of them and all this other
Yeah,
crap.
you haven't heard that much.
It's just ridiculous. They're making the league into a mockery. It's unbelievable.
There was a flag in the Eagles Dolphins game that took like 2 minutes for the referee to bring out the flag. Like I'm like, it's happening again, like that Chiefs Jets game. It's been bad all around.
Stupid, dude. So
Oh, there was
stupid.
one
They're-
where Dan got pissed. The referee's looking right at whoever the left tackle is for the Chiefs, and he has Thule like under his hands are literally underneath his shoulder pads, and he's like yanking them, and Thule's like looking at the referee, and the referee goes like that, and Mahomes throws it, and it goes for a 46-yard touchdown for Scanling, and Dan's
course.
like,
Coincidence,
of course.
Roberto?
And then he goes, okay, CBS, do your thing. And then as soon as he says that, they go to Taylor Swift and Brittany high-fiving, and he's like, yeah, of course. He's
Can't wait
like,
for the bury of the week.
Yeah.
It's a
Oh.
mockery. It's a
All right.
mockery.
Now let's go to our NFL Week 7 takeaways. Dan, get us started.
All right. If I remember correctly, it's written somewhere. I'm going to talk about Tua and the Dolphins. I think
Yes, sir.
really you're starting to notice Tua's limits, if that makes sense. Going up against some of these better teams, these better defenses, you're really starting to see the ceiling on the offense, which in my mind is a complete mockery. You have one of the best in the game calling the shots, great weapons and stuff like that. And I think I've really noticed it in them playing the Eagles. And then they play. Oh, and then it was the Bills game. The Bills game. And it's like and this is exactly what I've been saying. Tua, I often see him, or I think he locks on to Tyreek. He's like, Tyreek's there. I'll find him. Tyreek's there. I'll find him. And it's like a few times in the game, I noticed like they would be 2-by-2 or whatever. Tyreek goes out, someone goes in. The guy who's in is open, but he doesn't see him for whatever reason. And he just like, it's almost like he tracks Tyreek the whole time and then he slings it. And it's like, I think really you're starting to notice his limitations. And I think that's going to be tough for Mike McDaniel, especially come playoff time and things of that nature. The other thing is that totally encapsulates the offense and what Tua likes to do. There was on the go route where they score a touchdown. Homie takes one step, I think, launches it, and just hopes to God that full runs under
pretty.
it. Like, what?
That was a pretty ball. I know maybe he might have been guessing, but I loved watching that. That was a rainbow ball.
Of course, because it worked.
It worked.
Imagine
Yeah,
if
it
someone
was
would have been back there or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I think a lot of times he does get caught.
Well, the
either.
interception by Darius Slay.
Yeah, throwing punts. He likes to throw punts. That's the problem too.
But
It's
he
like,
always has like 2 or 3 of those throws a game. And the Eagles made him pay for it. Sometimes he doesn't pay for it, but the Eagles made him pay for it.
That's all I'm saying. Like, I think you really start to see the limitations when he's playing these better defenses and better coordinators and everything else. So, in my humble opinion, there's no way the Vape King on the sideline, when he's at the nightlife in Miami, he's not thinking to himself, "Man, I got to get myself."
Well, what I told Gilbert is that game against the Chiefs in Frankfurt, that one's going to tell us a lot about the Dolphins.
Oh yeah,
moving forward.
Dean Spagnuolo, I don't think he gets enough credit. How good of a coordinator he is out there.
They're a top 5 defense, man. Nobody's
Remember
talking
how
about
many
that.
times in the last 5 years they've wanted him fired? Like except for last year. Before that, the previous 3 years, they wanted him fired every single year, and Andy Reid stuck with him, and look where they're at. But
damn, one thing that I criticize Mike McDaniel, like they play one style. They're all about deep bombs and playing fast. And like the NFL playout, you got to be physical. You better run the ball. You're the main guy that says this. They don't have a bruiser. They don't know how to slow him down in the game. They don't know how to change it, make it.
But they're still running the football at a very high level. That rookie's out.
But it has to be like a fast-paced game. Yeah, A-chain. They need somebody who like slow it down, and you have long drives, and you're gonna wear people down. They don't have that, and I'm concerned about that for this team.
This is exactly what I get back to, and this is why I get so pissed with the Chargers in particular. It's like, when was Austin Eckler elite in my mind? When Melvin Gordon was there doing his thing and getting those type of touches, right? That's what people don't understand. Like, I understand, these GMs and these teams are going to cut corners wherever they can because of the quarterback salary cap and everything else. But it's like, you still do need to have the type of running back that's, a more Derrick Henry build that's going to go between the tackles, punish you, wear you down, and get those short yardage and bleed the clock, while you also need the speedster, because while they're worried about power, when the speedster comes in, he's going to juke them out of their cleats and everything else. Like, you do need that mix, and you're right. I don't know if they have that, because I think Mozart is more of a speeder type guy. So, they got to go with what they have. And but I agree with you. They do. I don't know why teams don't do this, honestly. Like, you need to have both. You need to have both style of running backs to fit whatever you need situationally. So,
Derrick
I
Henry's
agree
out
with you
there
in that
supposedly.
sense.
Derrick Henry.
Yeah,
They don't have
no,
the money for Derrick Henry.
Yeah,
I was just gonna point out, one of the things you were talking about earlier, when we were talking about Shanahan, and I'll get to my take, which has to do with these the play callers, as they call them, McVay, LaFleur, and Mike McDaniel and Shanahan. And one of the things you mentioned, Gilbert, was once they get behind, it's hard for them. I thought what Philadelphia did was they took the ball and they ran it right down their throat, and they were like, "Come and get us," and they couldn't keep up. And if you're physical, like Dan and Daygo likes to say, on the lines, you can beat these kind of offenses, these innovative offenses, because if you have a good offensive line and a good defensive line, the problem with these innovative offenses is they run the zone blocking, and they're not physical. And as you talked about, if you get up on these teams like the 49ers, the Dolphins, the Packers, and the Rams, it's hard for them to come back, because they need to be, up front, up in the game, and then that way they can work in their zone running game. They can work some of these quick passes, these quick games. And it doesn't work, unfortunately, when you start playing these physical teams. And I think that's part of it. And look at the court, and I understand this was about Tua. Look at the quarterbacks that they continue to get. Guys like smaller, guys that can't throw the ball down the field. You have Tua, you have Brock Purdy. I think the reason McVay was able to win a Super Bowl is because he's got a gunslinger in Matthew Stafford, and that's why they want someone like the right guy. Everybody's in love with Kirk Cousins, guys like Shanahan. If you look, I know there was a lot of memes like, "Oh, look, that's the guy I really want," but I'm stuck with Brock Purdy, and that's part of the problem with these offenses is, you don't have that quarterback, as Dan talked about.
All right. Let's get now to our Compas NFL Power Rankings. Gilbert, go ahead.
What did I have? I should have this.
Ready, Dan?
More garbage.
Yeah, I don't know why he doesn't like my list, but yeah, I think the team that's number 5 gets cursed in my rankings every single week. But,
No, in all our rankings, when we put it
Yeah.
at number 5, it's lost every week.
but I think we got the same number 1. The Eagles. Just by the way, I say this on the Eagles. Like I mentioned, you better have some kind of running game. You better control the clock, because the Eagles, when they have the tush push or the brotherly shove, they're gonna keep your freaking offense on the sidelines every single game by bleeding out the clock with that tush push. You can't stop it. Chiefs number
Joe
2.
Shad doesn't like that, though.
I know you called them out. That was nice. 3. That's our friend. 3 49ers and 4 Ravens and 5 your Lions. I can't have the Lions ahead of the Ravens.
4
Damn, they got beat
Ravens.
down really bad. Dan, I'm sorry.
Poor Raven. I don't understand this hype, dude. I mean,
They
I
destroyed
seriously
the
don't
team.
get it. I don't get
That
it.
was a signature victory. That put you on the map.
Signature. Are you serious?
There
Bro,
you go.
you're acting like they beat a Tom Brady led.
By the way, did you guys know that the only offense to score more than 25 points in each game this season? Give me a guess, real quick, everybody. One guess.
What? I didn't even hear what the
It
question
was,
was.
it's not the Dolphins, I can tell you that.
A
It's
team that has
Eagles.
scored 25
Eagles.
points
Oh.
in every game this season.
It's the
Jaguars.
Eagles.
Huh?
Jaguars.
Okay. Okay.
Eagles.
No, not the Jags, I don't think. Color me, who cares? Give me the answer.
All right. The Colts, Shane Steichen.
Oh,
Yeah.
I never would have
Isn't that
guessed that.
crazy?
Look at that. Gardner, the handlebar mustache hero, dude. Yeah, I don't
all right.
understand the hype
Big
about
go.
the Ravens. I'm gonna tell you that.
Big
I
go.
don't
Yeah,
get it.
well, you're not gonna be happy with my list then. Mine is the Eagles 1, the Chiefs 2, the Ravens 3,
Oh
the
my
49ers 4, and the
Bro,
Jaguars
you need to
number
quit
5.
hanging out with this guy, dude. I don't
I'm
understand.
gonna tell you what. I'll tell you this. I'm really impressed with what their offensive. Like I even mentioned it on the Look Ahead episode about Todd Monken because he was coming from Georgia. He had all this hype, and through the first couple of games, I was not impressed with this new offense. And then what they did against the Lions, like the Lions defense is good. Like I think people are gonna, not. They're gonna say, well, they're not as good as we thought. They've improved. The problem is that the Ravens took them out of everything they wanted to do, like, especially in the first half. And then defensively, what Mike McDonald is doing with that defense, they don't have any edge rushers. Kyle Benoit has come in and he's really played well in this defense. So for me, they're number 3. Like you talked about, Gilbert, they have a signature win. Like the 49ers, who have they beaten? I mean, they started 5-0. And then they've lost 2 in a row. And then the Jaguars, like, I want to believe in them, but like one of the stats that really like just surprised me about the Jaguars is they refuse to run the ball on second down. Like if they throw the ball on first down, they're gonna throw it again on second down. I don't know what Doug Peterson I just feel like this offense hasn't clicked, like, and their defense is actually playing better than their offense. They're the ones that are keeping that team in games.
Well, I don't believe in the Ravens, so I'm going to go Eagles 1, KC 2, San Fran 3, Jacksonville 4,
You still
Miami
know him,
5. Huh?
You still know your brother.
Who was 5, Frown?
Miami.
There you go. Some common sense over here.
You said
I don't agree with
Jaguars.
that Kansas
I
City
just,
one.
huh?
What do you say? Where did you have the Jaguars?
4.
5. Oh, 4.
You know,
I think they're well coached. I like their
Yeah.
defense. I think who has really impressed me on that defense is Rayshon Jenkins. He's really he's improved since his days in San Diego or in Los Angeles.
Oh, you said San Diego.
That's the first time I've ever done that. But
Brown,
if
don't forget either. The Jaguars, the team I picked, beat someone else's boy's ass in freaking London, I think. A team that was picked by a certain stooge. But again, what the hell do I know? And you know what's the other thing for now? Don't think I forgot. Stooge, the GOAT, who everyone counted out, beat a certain stooge's team that he thought was the one, dude.
I just
that homecoming date's starting to turn ugly, isn't it?
I know everybody's a believer in the Detroit Lions. They still have Jared Goff at quarterback, and they still have a defense that, to me, I don't think that defense is as good. Everybody tells me that Aiden Hutchinson is the Joey Bosa and the Nick Bosa, the third Bosa brother. He's not. I think he's okay. The guy that I like on their team, though, is Penei Sewell. I think that guy's a dog. But I'm not that high on I'm not even that high on that win for the Ravens. I need to see a little bit more and more consistency from them.
They lost to Kenny Pickett. I want you to think about that.
So what?
They lost to Kenny Pickett. I want that student
and Gardner Minshew
and the handlebar hero. That's
at home.
At home.
The Jaguars lost to my Texans.
Talk about that,
Jags.
They're fine. Don't worry. I told you they were going to figure it out.
All right. The power rankings are number 1, the Eagles, 2, the Chiefs, 3, the 49ers, 4, the Ravens, 5, the Jaguars.
There he goes trying to curse my team again at 5. Damn you.
I didn't put the Jaguars there.
Now let's go to last week's standings for our picking our 5 games with Kirk, the one-eyed cat.
Manure, I'm in the basement.
Oh, whoa, this one's wrong.
Yeah, that's an old one. I'm not in first.
Oh, crap. Hold on. Go ahead. I'll fix it right now. I got you.
Time ago.
Yeah,
Kirk, okay.
Still remember.
Hold on, I got you.
The only thing that has not changed is Kirk, the one-eyed cat, is in first place.
Damn.
At 19 and 16. He went 2 and 3 last week, but he is tied with myself. I was 3 and 2 last week. I am now 19 and 6, so I am tied with Kirk, the one-eyed cat. Gilberto went 1 and 4 last week. He's 18 and 17. Vic, the producer, went 3 and 2. He's 16 and 19. Dan went 2 and 3. He's 15 and 20.
Jesus, Dan.
So this week we'll be choosing Saints at Colts, Browns at Seahawks, Vikings at Packers, Jaguars at Steelers, and Bengals at 49ers. So, all right, let's go with Kirk. Let's see what he has to say.
making picks.
Here, hold on. There we go.
Kirk and I, we got He says, give me that Gardner Minshew. They got screwed last week. Bengals at 49ers. He says, give me Joe Burr against the 49ers. He's looking at it. He's going with the Seahawks over the Browns. And then let's see what else he's got. Green Bay and Minnesota. He says, give me Minnesota. I believe in Kirk Cousins. Next one, Jaguars and Steelers. He's going with the Jaguars. All right. Let's start it off. Saints at Colts. I will go with the Colts. Dan?
Give me Shane Steichen and the Colts, the handlebar hero.
Gilbert?
Yeah, I'm done with those freaking Saints. They burned me last week. Give me the Colts.
Vic?
I'm not doing this week, Frown. Don't let him pick my teams. He picked like 2 or 3 of my picks last
Then let me go
week.
first.
All of them lost.
You're the
All
one
of them lost.
under 500 in the picks. I'm not doing anything.
Yes, you are. You cursed me last week.
Because
Dan.
I hate, as I said, because I hate when we all pick the same team. I'm gonna go with the Saints. I hope Kirk has gotten Olave back from that park. What is that? That speeding
Did you
ticket.
hear what he said, though? He said, I play for the Saints, and then Cop goes, and?
They suck.
All right. These aren't Drew Brees' Saints, son.
Yeah.
All right. Browns at Seahawks. I'm going to go with the Seahawks. Gilbert?
Seahawks. Dan.
Vic?
Go the other way.
No, go to that. I want
the
to.
other way.
No, of course I'm not going to go the other way. I don't trust the massage parlor frequent flyer over there. I don't even know if he's going to play. I'll take the Seahawks too.
All right, give me the Browns.
All right. Vikings at Packers. Go Vikings.
Vikings. I'll go first. LaFleur, it's a good day when the Packers lose. And guess who they lost to last week? That was absolutely magnificent.
Gilbert?
I'm sorry, Dan. I can't trust the Packers anymore. I tried. Go give me the Vikings. Go Vikings.
I just want you to finally admit, I'm sorry to cut you off, the trend that we're noticing. The teams you're picking are not freaking.
They were playing the Broncos last week. That's why I picked them. All right.
I picked the Broncos last week.
I'm going with the Packers. I don't want to pick the same team. We can't keep.
Wow, just trying this, huh?
Yeah.
Jaguars at
He's
Steelers.
really gonna catch up.
I'm going to go with the Jags. Gilbert?
Man, you might call me a Jags hater, but give me the Steelers.
Good.
Dan?
Now this one I'm going to win for sure. Let's go Jags.
Vic?
I don't know how the Steelers would win, but they keep winning. Like I saw that Rams game, and I was like, how did they win this game? I'm going with the Steelers. Mike Tomlin.
Here's the interesting one. Bengals at 49ers. You know what? I'm Vic. Vic, go ahead.
Give me the 49ers. I still think they're still good enough to beat Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow hasn't looked good yet.
Yeah, I'm going to go 49ers as well. Gilbert?
I really want to go Bengals, but I keep getting burned picking road teams, so give me the 49ers.
Dan?
This is my dog of the week. Give me the Bengals, dude.
You're just going opposite what I said there, huh?
Yeah, what a little bit.
All right. Now let's go to Dan and Daygo and see what he's got cooking up for us.
I know what you're saying now. You see me again. You're saying, hello, Dan and Daygo, my old friend. Well, it's good to see you all again. And let me tell you something. It is getting into that season, hoodie season. We all love hoodies, right? Shout out to hoodie season. Not only is right now the time where you're starting to get your pumpkin spice lattes and all that other crap, but let me tell you something better that'll keep you warm. Shout out to Compas on the Beat. We got hoodies over here. Go check them out. I kid you not. You know me. Dan and Daygo is always a truth teller. I kid you not. You can get that hoodie, put it on out of the package. It's going to be comfortable. I kid you not. One of my favorite hoodies that I own. Absolutely love it. I love that now we're getting into the hoodie season again. So that way I don't look like a maniac wearing a hoodie in 80-degree weather or whatever. Check it out. CertifiedCompas.shop. Go over there, order a hoodie. I'm telling you, you cannot go wrong. Black Friday's coming up. Colder weather's coming up. Christmas is coming up. Hell, for Halloween, I don't know. You want to dress up like your Compas? Shout out to all you. Go and get it. Go and do it. You know what I mean? Don't worry about it. Absolutely, you will not regret that purchase. So once again, go to certifiedcompas.shop. You will not regret the hoodie. And real quick, don't forget, check out our other shows. We got a little House of Horns. We got a little What's Up Bolts. We got a little regular Compas on the beat. We got a little combat Compas for everybody who loves fighting. And if you love everything, the champions, be sure to check out Compas FC over there. The lads have got you covered. But anyway, let's just get back to the program. No. Let's let them know who runs it with everybody saying it. Dan in Daygo. Yeah, we already know what it is. It is our favorite segment where I get to unleash hell because I'm not happy over the weekend. It is time for Burial of the freaking Week. Let's go. Cue the music.
Oh, yeah, my bad.
There you go. He's
2
asleep.
weeks in a row.
You see the LA Knight throw him off, dude? He's going to win a crown jewel.
You saw that. You heard that promo from last week. You really think he's going to win anything?
I'm going to slap the gray back on your hair,
Logan Paul is going to win the championship at the United States Championship.
Say some blasphemy like that.
Actually, that leads me right into
Logan Paul over Taylor Swift any day for who's done better for the market that they're in. Logan Paul's improved.
Oh, obviously, Logan Paul's in the freaking sport. Taylor Swift's a spectator.
Are you
That's
kidding?
not
Didn't you see the stats? They pulled out. Oh, well, never mind. We'll get to that.
Yes. Were the ratings worse?
No. I'm saying they pulled out that stat where they're like Travis Kelce with Taylor Swift.
That's so stupid. That's so stupid.
Let's go. Go ahead.
I didn't know Taylor Swift was throwing him the go routes. To
you want? Should we start with CBS?
All right, go ahead, Dan.
Go, Dan.
Here we go, Dan.
What?
Go ahead.
CBS. This is unbelievable. I'm not even gonna spend too much time on this because it just pissed me off. I said this on What's Up Bolton. I'm gonna say it again. I cannot believe we're trying to turn a gladiator sport for men into a freaking sideshow with idiots in press boxes. What? I'm sorry, I'm going to use my one curse word. What do I give a shit about two grown women doing a stupid handshake with freaking allegedly offender in the back? I don't know. What was it? A sexual assault or what was it? Did Jackson get? I forgot what it was.
Yeah,
but clearly doing some naughty stuff on tape allegedly. What do I care? I do not care. Why are we so focused about the idiots in the stands? I don't understand it. Like the NFL, it's almost like they say to themselves, how can we lose more fans and piss people off? It's unbelievable. And the other thing I want to bury, that's the only thing I want to say about that. Stop making it about idiots in the stands or some stupid message or whatever else. Stop it. It's all about the game. You're making it soft. Free Kareem Jackson, was that his name? The Bronco player? Free his ass. That was unjust. That's a good hit.
Wow,
the other thing I want to say is the other thing I want to say is freaking Stooges scumbag. As soon as you pick the Lions, they get smoked. That's the only thing I'm gonna say. Unbelievable.
That's the first time I picked them. Jeez.
I'm pretty sure it is.
No, it's not.
This season, I'm pretty sure it is. You didn't pick them against the Chiefs, of course.
The Panthers one time. Come on, I picked them.
Oh my God. There's America's favorite hero.
I thought it was interesting, just like you. I was thinking the same thing you was thinking.
What are we watching?
They have OJ on every week to discuss stuff that happens in the NFL, and they asked him about the Brittany Mahomes and Taylor Swift chest bump.
Might as well throw him in the booth too, I guess.
I'd rather see OJ. At least he was a dog while he was in the league. I don't think people understand, honestly, besides obviously his off the field stuff and the case in the 90s and everything else, terrible. Should not have happened, probably guilty. Who knows if you've seen the show? Allegedly. But the fact that he got 2,000 yards rushing or whatever it was in like half the games that they play now, it's unheard of. It's unbelievable. I don't know how people don't talk about this more. OJ should be held up as one of the GOATs, but obviously because of his extracurriculars,
he was never proven guilty, so I guess you could talk about him. I guess
what?
He was never proven guilty, so yeah.
Bro, he's a dog. Like there's no way to freaking. There's no other way to put it. Like I said, to have 2,000 rushing yards.
You okay, Fernando?
10 games they used to play or whatever. It's unbelievable. Let me try and calculate that real quick. Let me pull out my
Yeah,
calculator.
your brother needs some time to recover.
Yeah, that's why. That's
go-
why. Hey, he's a dog. I don't know what to tell you.
By the way,
2000 divided by
can't
10.
believe we saw Jackson Mahomes doing a TikTok 10 feet away from us at the Super Bowl. I'm never gonna.
Let me see OJ in person instead of that scumbag. I'll tell you that right now. OJ,
Hey,
had
he
his
has a
heyday.
point. At least, O.J. Simpson has done things in the football field. So
Exactly.
I
No,
mean,
that's what I'm saying, right? Like
I mean,
at the
he
Rams
might have
game.
killed 2 people, but at least he
Yeah,
maybe,
exactly.
maybe.
Exactly. Committed
All
some
right,
thefts over there. Like, like at the Steelers game, right? Show me Troy Polamalu. I would love to see what legends are in the place. Don't show me these sideshow idiots who are in the stands. The actresses and the half of the time I've gone to Charger games, they show no namers to me. Some stupid streamer, tic-tacker, the this and that. It's all it's idiotic. This game is not for children.
We should show Blueface more often. Apparently,
I didn't even know who that is. I didn't even know who that
the
is.
guy
until
that I
video.
showed you the video where he's throwing
No, I know.
money.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't even know who that was until that
They should have
video.
gone to him. We
Yeah.
needed more.
let's go to Blueface right now. I was like,
Oh, you want me to?
no,
Oh, go ahead, Vic.
All right, mine has to do. I'm tired of National Titans Day. I like everything had to do with National Titans Day. Like
Yeah.
the way Dan and Daygo feels about Taylor Swift is the way I feel about National Titans Day. I played tight end when I was in high school. I get it. I understand everything that they do, but geez, what have you created here? And I blame Jimmy Garoppolo for, you know, making this made up national holiday or whatever this is.
George Kittle.
A thing. No, it was Jimmy Garoppolo.
That was Kittle.
No,
He
it
stole
was
it
Jimmy
from Jimmy
Garoppolo.
G.
No, it was Jimmy G. It was about 2017 or 2018. I forget the year, but they were having a bad game, and or he was looking at their play sheet, and it was a bunch of plays to the tight ends, and he's like, "Oh, I guess it's gonna be National Tight Ends Day today," and then George Kittle ran with it, and that's the inception of this stupid, national holiday that we have. Like, I get it, I understood, but then you have everybody repeating it like every 5 seconds. Oh, look at that! And he had a great catch on National Tight Ends Day. And then the other one has to do with Lincoln Riley. We talked about it a couple of weeks ago, where he revoked the press card from a reporter from, was it the Southern California news group?
Gilbert's former employer.
Yes. Now after their second straight loss, they lose to Utah. What does he do? He doesn't allow his players to talk to reporters after the game, and I don't understand this. And we talk about things getting softer and softer when it comes to the National Football League. Now you're seeing at the college level, like, how are these players are they gonna grow and know how to handle things when you're not even allowed to talk to reporters? Like, one of the things that I remember from my time at CSUN and being a reporter was when I was covering the volleyball team who ended up making it to the Final Four. One of the things was you get to talk to the players after the game and you get their reaction. And I still remember this. One of the a couple of times what happened was a couple of the players didn't want to talk to me after they lost, and I was like, look, and I went and I talked to the players afterwards, and I was like, look, if you're willing to talk to me when you guys win, you should be willing to talk to me when you lose. I understand being frustrated, but this is part of the process. And they were cool with me the rest of the time. They would come and talk to me even though they lost. And I just don't understand what Lincoln Riley. I understand that you were able to do this at Oklahoma, but in Los Angeles, it's going to become a bigger story. And it doesn't help the fact that you haven't made yourself part of the community. You're living all the way in Orange County. You haven't even you don't even have a good relationship with the media. Like, as you saw with Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll embraced the media. Look at how great he's become. Anytime that he comes back, they show him, they write good things about him. I don't understand why you're in a, what is it? How do you say it? You don't, why you're being disrespectful to the media when they're the ones that actually help you, with recruiting and all that stuff. And so I have to bury National Titans Day and Lincoln Riley.
I just want to say one thing about that real quick. I think you're right in the sense that, like, if you're going to turn college football, and this is why I personally, does not reflect everybody else. I'm against them getting money in NIL and all this other stuff in the transfer portal. This is why I have such a huge problem. You're either going to turn it into a semi-pro league where it's going to be the same rules as the NFL media-wise, talking to the players and everything else, or you're going to do what it's supposed to be, a way to get your college paid for, and it's going to be an amateur league. It's either one or the other, and I think right now they're flirting into both spheres, and they have no idea what they're doing, and that's the problem. That's exactly why you shouldn't have done this in the first place, and I think it's only going to get worse before it gets better, so that's all I'll say on that.
Yeah,
but I hate the mentality that it's like, oh, I'm going to college to get paid, because you know what? Now you're going to see the 28-year-olds coming out of college to the NFL and stuff like that, because that's what they're trying to turn it into. Before it was, I need to get a scholarship to get paid to get a 4-year degree to get me to essentially take a better step forward with no college debt and degree or whatever else. But now they're trying to morph it into a semi-pro league. And I understand they make money and stuff like that. And I understand there's things they could do to kind of bridge the gap between the 2 points. But I think the way they're doing it is completely wrong. And I think it's only going to get worse.
Yeah, we could give the kids $1 million, but don't let them talk to them, the scary media.
Yeah,
they're
for real.
millionaires.
Did you hear Lincoln Riley missed his radio show yesterday, and then today he didn't even go to practice because he's sick.
He didn't go to practice?
No, that he's sick.
He must be dying. There's no way.
That is doctor's orders that he's sick. I don't know.
Here.
By the way, I wish I would have found out. Gilbert, I'm surprised you're not sending you to this. Colorado comes here this weekend against UCLA. I would have thought that.
Oh, what time's that game?
I can't remember. But
so I see my boy Prime.
That would have been interesting.
I would rather watch a Coach Prime team than Lincoln Riley team. Like, get out of here.
And that's the other point too, guys. Like, look at what happened with Coach Prime when he lost. He put all his players out there, and they said, "Yes, we got beat. We got beat by a better team. We need to improve." Every time they've lost, he's put his kids. When they lost against Stanford, when they came back on them, there he was. He put his kids out there, and for all the criticism that Dion gets, at least he does things the right way. And I just don't understand why Lincoln Riley gets away with this stuff.
I've never understood a lot of things about Lincoln Riley. Like, I don't understand if he just doesn't recruit defensive players or what. But I can't stand when they try and hate on my boy Prime. I love Coach Prime. You can say whatever you want about the player and the TV personality, but Coach Prime, that's my dog.
No, when they had LT, Shannon Sharp, and
that was the best. That was
Carissa Thompson, that was the funniest. Like, him and Prime would just go at it the whole time.
Alberto, you know why I love Coach Prime?
Why?
Because we coming, and my luggage is looted.
By the way, the LA game is at 4:30 on Saturday.
Oh, let's go. I'm gonna be able to watch it.
I'm gonna go next just real quick. Dan already kind of reiterated it.
Oh, my bad, dude. Did I steal it?
But no, you're good. I thought this was really soft. I mean, that's just the way how do you expect Kareem Jackson to slow up on that? I just think at this point they kind of know their guys are going after them. Derwin James is another one that they're kind of coming after. And they've been going after as of late. But to me, this is just a bang football play. And the guys duck. That's another thing, too. A lot of these guys are ducking. And I just thought that was terrible. He got 4 games. Now it's been reduced to 2. But, are you kidding me? You were going to kick him out for 4 games? The NFL, if I was the players, and I know they'll never do this, but they should be until you guys can figure out rules for everybody, then we're not going to play. Obviously, they're not going to do it. But
exactly. Where's the players' union?
Yeah, they should be defending some of these players because look at that. That's terrible. That's just a bang football play. But like I said, he has, and then the DMs that he got after were terrible. I mean, it's so bad. But I mean, and obviously people the commentators are what a terrible human being. Look at that hit. Then obviously
beautiful.
Fans
I love it.
They jump
Bring
in there.
More of it.
It's just so bad. But the NFL is going soft in the sense of they're promoting more. Oh, hey, Taylor Swift. Oh, hey, these people. Oh, this, that. Blah, blah, blah. Instead of promoting the product, your players are the ones that you should be promoting, and not just Patrick Mahomes, not just Lamar Jackson, not just the defensive players. You have 2 of the best linebackers in Frank Warner and Fred Warner. Sorry, I was thinking about Frank Gore. Fred
Yeah.
Warner, Greenlaw. You have Roquan Smith. You have like so many good defensive players around the league, and you're not even promoting them. Like you're not even. I mean, I don't know. I just think that the NFL is going in the wrong direction, and I think they need to go back to trying to make this game great again. Because I mean, football's great. Football's still king.
They get
But
violent.
you're going in a weird way where you're just like literally wanting these guys to play flag football, and I just think that that's terrible because I still think that defenses win championships. I think always at the end that's what you see thrive is the defensive stops that teams come up with. Last year we saw it in the Super Bowl. The Chiefs made one defensive stop, or they got the Eagles to turn the ball over, and that's literally what changed the game for the Chiefs. So, but yeah, that's
The
end of
problem
mine,
with
but-
that, right? If you are making the game so different in the sense that there would be no Ray Lewis, there would be no Brian Dawkins, there would be no probably Ed Reed. They'd all be suspended. And that's the problem I have. If your Hall of Famers cannot play in the game today, and you saw it when Eric Weddle came back, if your Hall of Famers or good players cannot play in the game today, you're going too far with it. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Like
I understand the whole like maybe helmet to helmet when they're in the air and all that stuff.
yeah.
But some of it I understand, but some of this other stuff, it's unbelievable, dude. You're bastardizing the game.
No, and I mean, look at Derwin. Derwin's a huge dude, and I mean, what do you expect him to do? Just pull
No,
up
especially if
and-
they're ducking. Like, bro, they're ducking. It's not the defender's fault.
yeah.
I'll just say this to your point. I remember when I first started watching NFL football, there was a mixtape. I had a VHS where it said greatest hits of all time.
Exactly.
And it was
Exactly.
all like all the hard hits
Exactly.
throughout the years. And to me, that was what got me into football. And then I remember that they banned that video. Like I don't
course.
think you can find it now. And it's crazy just because of the whole concussion thing, which I understand. But
Yeah, I understand that. But like these guys signed up for it and they know what they're doing. I mean, a lot of like if you didn't want to do that, then you shouldn't be in there. But
Look at the
it's not just
boxers.
the NFL being soft.
Look at the
Like
MMA
how many guys
fighters.
how many guys haven't gotten ejected in what's it called in college football because they're
Yeah.
targeting or doing this or
Targeting,
doing that,
yeah.
and that changes the game. I don't know, Dan. I don't know how you see this one, but I think this one's pretty. Like this is Kyle Hamilton's hit.
Oof.
Yeah,
You
that
got
one's kind of
ejected.
tough. I wouldn't have ejected him. I'd
Yeah.
give him a 15-yarder, but that one's kind of tough.
Well, I
Yeah,
mean,
he
he's kind
doesn't-
of waiting.
That was
Yeah,
bad.
he's
Yeah,
kind
he
he's
does
kind of
that.
waiting for him to
That's
fall
what-
down.
like in
so.
my mind,
That replay
in
was
my
like that
mind-
was bad.
Yeah,
That's
like
what I'm
he
saying.
kind of waits and then he like dips down. But
Yeah.
okay, but the
Yeah.
Kareem Jackson one to me was bad. But all right, Gilbert, we're taking up.
Yeah, and then there would be no OJ Simpson, right, in today's league. But
Exactly, because they're all so soft. Like in my mind, quarterback play is dipping because they're not scared of these guys over the middle anymore.
okay, I was joking, but thank you for the extra point
Shout out
there.
to OJ, one of the greats, dude.
I'll
on
be
the
quick,
NFL, in the NFL.
I'll be quick
Not
with Mike.
great
I kind
human
of already
being.
mentioned it, but it was just annoying seeing, and I'll highlight Stephen A. Smith because there was like a footage saying like 2 weeks ago how Lamar Jackson's stealing money from the Ravens, and then 2 weeks later he's the MVP. This guy's amazing. You know, I get that I'm giving Lamar a lot of praise for one game, but I've been critical for the whole season, and people are just stuck on Lamar's like, hey, he's been completing 70% of his passes all year. I'm like, yeah, but they were like averaging less than 20 yards per game. They were not explosive. They were not going down the field. It's okay to say you were wrong. Like it's okay. Like it's not the end of the world. Like we're not all Floyd Mayweather here. We're all perfect. So
Yeah.
I wrote off I wrote in one of my stories. This
lost to
Ravens
Conor
offense.
McGregor.
What was that?
He lost to Conor McGregor
Oh, sure, whatever. That's a conspiracy.
and
theory.
Logan Paul.
Yeah, get out of here. But nobody's perfect, and I just at least say, hey, yeah, I
Dan's
didn't.
perfect.
Who?
Dan.
No, he's not. He likes potential murderers, by the way. And stop cutting my point here.
Hey, just like for instance, Michael Jackson can be a great musician and a weirdo. also.
All right, let me make my point here. The point is, it's okay to say, hey, I didn't see this coming. Todd Monken and Lamar, they weren't doing anything right, and then boom, one game, we want to crown Lamar and Todd Monken the best coordinator and MVP here. But Dan, you got Fernando laughing again, so that's the end of my point. It just come on, like just say you got it wrong,
you're right.
and then it's okay to say, hey, for a week they were good. And Fernando, I'm still with you. Like I want to see more. Like okay, now that you finally put something together, can you keep doing it on a weekly basis? So it's good to be,
Let me tell you who they play
a
next
patient
week.
approach here. but I do like that they whooped the Ravens as a complete team. I still want to see more about the offense, but the defense has been pretty good. Victor put the numbers up, but come on, I know we all have our hot takes and want to be on TV looking good, but I'll keep it real. I only got 3 picks right last week. It was a horrendous week for me, but I don't care. It's gonna be a new week next week.
Can you beat Dan's Chargers in a couple of weeks? That's the most important.
Get out
question
of here! You see, now you're trying to set me up for a trap in my
no. All right.
Well,
You know
well,
what,
Dan,
Roberto?
Dan, come on Dan come on the show and say he was wrong about Lamar if they route the Chargers.
No, he's done it before. What are you talking about? He's done it before. He did it his
He's
rookie
like, you
year
got to do it
against
in the
Rivers.
playoffs.
He did it against Rivers in the StubHub. No.
Yeah,
And you know what? Here's a little Nostradamus fact for you. He probably will do it again this weekend. Guess who he's playing? Freaking juggernaut Arizona Cardinals. Nice, dude. Against the Call of Duty player who's not even out there.
He might play it soon.
Nah, they should not.
He's
I
been
heard about that
practicing.
clause. Save the money, dude. Tank. I
All
would
right.
pay him $98 million
Time
for
Avocado
whatever.
Roast. It is spooky season once again, so we had to make this week's Avocado Roast in honor of Halloween. What is the Halloween movie that takes you back to your childhood? Vic, go ahead.
For me, it's Poltergeist, and I'll give you guys a quick story. I remember walking into someone's living room when I was probably like, I want to say we were here, so it was probably I was like 11 or 12, and I remember sitting down and starting to watch that movie. And I remember after watching it, I did not want to watch a TV after that. It scares the bejesus out of me. I was telling Megan, that's the one film that I cannot watch again. I will not watch that film again. It just creeped me out. That's the one that takes me back. I still think about it, and I will not watch that movie ever again. I mean, they did a great job when I was a kid to scare the bejesus out of me, and I will not watch it again.
Gilbert, go ahead.
I've never seen it, Vic, so maybe I have to watch it. But
They're here.
okay, I gotta watch it then. For me, it's gotta be Nightmare on Elm Street. That movie scared me, but it was a good movie, and it's always funny watching it as an adult. I'm like, this is actually I actually like Freddy, besides the murdering kids and all that. But he's funny.
Oh, there
and
you go.
and
You
it's
and Dan have
cool.
something in common.
Freddy and OJ. But I used to watch that movie all the time. It did scare me a couple times, but I was like, hey, this guy's a good villain here. And then, yeah, those dumb high school kids, maybe I should stop talking. But go ahead.
You know,
I remember.
by the way, you know,
ahead.
there was a scene that was deleted from that Nightmare on Elm Street movie. When it came out, they made a remake in like the 90s. OJ was in it, and what Freddy came back as was Nicole and the other guy's killer. That's what he came back. That's what he came out as. No, obviously I'm kidding. That was a joke. Don't you remember that's like his biggest fear? Being in LA and running into the real killer? Wow.
That was
was
another
terrible.
movie that scared. I remember watching it and having nightmares about it. But I remember I went to go watch Freddy versus Jason, and I haven't laughed at a movie more than that. There were so many tropes in that I couldn't stop laughing.
That one was pretty cool. You guys killed my joke. I want you to know that.
By the way, the movie that used to scare Dan when he was a kid was the Chucky doll. I remember Dan. So I was watching it. I can't remember who I was watching it with, but like Dan came in and he saw it, like he was watching it and he got scared after that.
I was so used to Toy Story. Then now the little bastards turn against me. I don't like that.
Yeah. All right. Dan, go ahead.
I'll just keep it short and sweet. I love The Nightmare Before Christmas. That's the one that always gets me in my childhood vibes and moods, because I remember I used to love whenever mom and whenever our parents would be able to take us to Disneyland in that October window. The Haunted Mansion was one of the first rides I always wanted to get on because I'd see Jack Skellington there and Zero and all the other characters. So I love The Nightmare Before Christmas. Besides the fact that they have a banger soundtrack, I just love that one the most.
Mine is the same one as last year, Halloween Town. I love that movie. I already watched it like I think twice. Huh?
Couldn't have picked another one over here.
What do you want me to pick? That's the best one. That takes you back to your childhood. I love
There's another Halloween 2. How about that? Big Halloween 2 this year.
Calabar's Revenge. That's a good one.
There you go.
Halloween
Calabar.
Town High. That's a great
All
one.
right,
too.
all right, Fernando. Give me your top 5 playlist movies for Halloween.
Oh crap. Scream.
Okay.
Scream. What else do I like? Halloween Town. Oh, Mom's Got a Date with a Vampire.
Don't Look Under the Bed, dude. That's a classic.
Oh, Don't Look Under the Bed. But I watched Scream and I watched something. Halloween. I always watch
There we
Halloween.
go.
I already watched that one, and I think that's a good movie.
All the other ones have
Um,
been such ass, though, especially these remakes. Ass.
Yeah. But all right, it's time for Una Mas. I'll be quick with this one. Did you guys hear what Stephen A. Smith did on First Take? Watch this.
Is this about the date? About where to go date?
No.
With a vibrator or
Watch
something?
this. No.
Oh, no.
Pass catchers, Travis Kelsey. He breaks perfection.
Well,
Maybe
listen,
Taylor's motivating him.
well, I'm quite sure she is. Let's get that out of the way. I'm sure she is.
The voice
Anyway,
is unnecessary.
I'm just saying, no, we don't need to tell. I'm just saying. I mean, she is motivational. I mean, there's no doubt.
What a weirdo.
That's what
No, I didn't think I could bring that Shannon Sharp one up. That one was
What a
But you
weirdo.
can't get
Sharp-
fired on ESPN. You say things like that.
I know.
Yeah.
Shannon Sharp said he went to, so he has a show now with Ocho Cinco. I can't put that up here, but basically he said he went to dinner with a woman and he's like, I wasn't making all that much money. And he's like, I already chose what I wanted.
That was
and the girl's still
hilarious.
going through the menu. And I'm like, what are you like? Why is she going through the menu? And then he goes, what are you going through the menu for? And then she's like, well, I wonder what the lobster comes with. He's like, condoms. Because if you order that, we're going to be having sex tonight. And Ocho just jumps out of his chair and starts laughing. He could not believe that Shannon Sharp said that. So I thought that was hilarious. But look at this. So you guys know USC Notre Dame has a huge rivalry. Well, the night before the game, the police were called at Notre Dame because there was a break-in into the locker room.
Oh, it happened.
Your arm went off. Oh, it's just go.
Matt Leinart and
Brady is
Brady
crapping
Quinn
his pants.
went into the locker room.
Notre Dame's
These
locked
old guys.
behind enemy lines. Are you the Trojan horse? I'm the Trojan horse. Never been in here. Only seen videos on Rudy. What's the sound going off?
Damn, look how big it is. That looks sick. Did you get a chance to go in there for an hour or no?
I did once, and look,
He needs to be handcuffed.
This guy's like, who are you guys?
so that was
Who
like,
are ya? Who are ya?
Exactly. Last but not least, I'll make this short and sweet. I don't know if you guys saw Snoop Dogg brought out Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly, and Prestige Worldwide was reunited.
Posting hoes. I gotta have me in my posting hoes. The Nina of the pizza of the Santa Maria. I do you at the bottom while you're drinking sangria. Nachos, lemon heads, my dad's
Nacho.
I was gonna say, why do we hear Snoop Dogg singing the song? I want to hear Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly.
That is one of the most iconic scenes. Like, well, that's one of the best movies. But that scene is just iconic when they do that.
obviously.
And then the mom goes,
The
Brendan,
dad-
that's
the
very
dad-
offensive.
The dad's reaction. Who's driving the boat? Who's driving the boat?
Dad, shut up.
It's
Did
the
I tell you guys
freaking Catalina mixer.
Yeah.
Did I tell you guys a story that I once delivered pizza to John C. Reilly?
Are you serious?
Yeah, when I
Really?
used to work at Pizza Hut, like in I was a freshman in college working at Pizza Hut, and he lives in, like, I think we used to live in Altadena, like one of the nice houses up there. And he opens the door and he gives me, and I knew it was him when he gave me a $20 tip too. So
You didn't get a
Yeah.
picture?
no, I don't know. I didn't want to be one of those like weird fans, but I'm like, oh, that's the guy from Step Brothers, and
Dude, you
Steak
should
and
have been
Bake.
like, the Nina, the Pinta.
I don't know. I was like 19. I was probably really nervous anyway. So,
Yeah, he
but
was
Oh,
great
I
as
bet.
Gary Buzz
I
on
still
Winning
love
Time.
him. I think John C. Reilly's best film, the Dewey Cox Walk Hard
Yeah,
movie.
that's
That
really
one's
good.
kinda dumb,
hilarious.
yeah.
Oh my God. But obviously that was a great episode of Compas on the Beat, if we can say so ourselves. We appreciate you guys so much for checking it out. Don't forget to check out everything else on Compas on the Beat Network. But for the time being, I got to get out of here because I'm not going to make it to Costco gas if I stay here. So for the time being, Gilbert, ¿sabes qué? Vámonos.
Then I'll be quick. No more OJ references, right? On that note, ya nos vamos, pues, vámonos.
The juice is loose.